Throughout the end of the 19th century, many Democrats had been pushing to have silver coins put into circulation along with the gold standard, so as more wealth could be spread amongst the people. As with his predecessors, McKinley resisted this. He raised tariffs to protect factories and industry and led the United States
out for Sam, cause he's imposter
leading to
festive.
the USA gaining Guam, the Philippines, Puerto Rico, Guantanamo Bay, not to mention Cuba's ultimate independence. It was at this time the Republic of Hawaii was also annexed to the States. During his presidency, white supremacists staged a coup in Wilmington, North Carolina, unhappy at the recent election of a racially integrated local government. McKinley didn't really do anything about it. In the first year of his second term, McKinley was assassinated by Leon Czolgosz. Theodore Roosevelt would take his place in 1901. President number 26. Roosevelt became president at the age of 42, making him the youngest ever president. He was a great outdoorsman who sought about conserving the United States' natural beauty, so he set up the national monuments and parks. He helped Russia and Japan make peace, winning him the Nobel Peace Prize. He began construction of the Panama Canal and strengthened the Navy yet again. He led the country
And now Blue got
with
killed!
his Square Deal, which sought fairness for all. His nickname, Teddy, became the source of the name for the teddy bear. Despite this, Roosevelt was deeply into his image of manliness. During his presidency, he officially renamed the Executive Mansion the White House and began construction of the West Wing. President number 27. Roosevelt's chosen successor was William Howard Taft. He was very interested in foreign affairs in Central America and East Asia. Taft oversaw the refurbishment of the West Wing and indeed the construction of the Oval Office. He became at odds with Roosevelt, who remained as a prominent Republican. Taft was more conservative, often being more sympathetic to big business, so Roosevelt left the party and ran for re-election under the Progressive Party. This split the Republican vote, leading to a Democrat landslide for Woodrow Wilson. Now, if the US had first preference ranked voting, voting third party wouldn't be such a waste, but again, it works for those in power, so yeah. President number 28. Woodrow Wilson had a lot of control as the Democrats also ruled Congress while he was in the White House. He brought in many progressive laws, including the Federal Reserve Act and the Federal Farm Loan Act, and he also reintroduced income tax. Wilson proudly screamed "Birth of a Nation" in the White House amidst a deeply racially segregated United States of America. It was during Wilson's presidency that World War I broke out in Europe in 1914. It took the States out of the war initially, but after many factors, including Germany potentially allying with a volatile Mexico, Wilson brought the United States into the trenches in 1917. He clamped down on anti-war attitudes harshly. He introduced conscription, which caused Under his presidency came the 19th Amendment, giving women the right to vote. Took them long enough. This annoyed the southern states, but he staffed his cabinet with pro-segregation Democrats, so you win some, you lose some. Loaning loads of money to allies in Europe, states made loads of money from World War I. With the end of the war, Wilson travelled to Paris to help set up the League of Nations and put together the
345 extra beans, bruh!
Which was a little bit premature. During this time, the Spanish flu pandemic raged across the United States of America, with Wilson showing poor to mixed leadership.
That was fun.
Yay, pandemics. It was his Wilsonian attitude that established the foreign policy of promoting democracy across the world. Wilson suffered a stroke towards